Hello, everyone. This is Omobi, and welcome to episode 60 of the podcast. I say to you, Jambo, that is hello in Swahili. For today, we are going to continue our discussions on the report by the Pan African Federation of Accountants and the ACCA. The report is titled Journey to AU 2063 Professional Accountants Empowering the AfCFTA Agreement. I started discussions on this report about 2-3 weeks ago, so I'd like to encourage you to please listen to previous episodes on it, like the introductory episode and the subsequent episode, basically to guide you on the report. And like I said in previous episode, yes, it's for accountancy and finance professionals, but I can see that other professionals can also use it as a guide as well in respect of how to leverage the AfCFTA ecosystem. The report is prepared for accountancy and finance professionals. I would repeat that, but professionals in other sectors can also use it as a guide in assessing how they can also leverage the AfCFTA, or how they can also start looking at their own sector readiness as well, how the sector or industry can leverage the AfCFTA. So let's go to today's discussions. For today's topic, we are going to be looking at the part of the report that stated that assessing the readiness of accountancy and finance professionals. That's basically assessing how accountancy and finance professionals are ready to leverage the AfCFTA, and also the level of awareness on about the AfCFTA. So I'll be reading out some stats that have been provided in the report based on this survey carried out on accountancy and finance professionals. So it's stated in the report that 1 in 4 respondents, that's for accountancy and finance professionals assessed, they were either extremely or moderately aware of the AfCFTA. Those in Mauritius, Ghana, and Zimbabwe have slightly higher levels of awareness than those in other market, that's those professionals in other state parties. So let's look at some stats here. So awareness of AfCFTA, I have here on the 5% are extremely aware, 21% are moderately aware of it, then 21% are somewhat aware, then slightly aware, that's 29% are slightly aware, not at all aware, 15%, then 10% do not even know. So I will look at region and countries now. Let's go right into that. So I'll speak on 2 countries in East Africa, West Africa, and Southern Africa. So for East Africa, we have, for Ethiopia, 70% are more aware, then 42% are less aware of the AfCFTA agreement. In Kenya, 13% are more aware, and 48% are less aware. We need to get more professionals to really get on board to know what the AfCFTA is about. So let's move to West Africa. Ghana, we are 39% are more aware of the AfCFTA, and 30% are less aware. That's good, Ghana. So we have more professionals awareness about the AfCFTA in Ghana. For Nigeria, we have 28% that are more aware of the AfCFTA, and we have 44% that are less aware. Wow. So we move to Southern Africa now. In Botswana, we have 18% are more aware, then less aware, 33%. South Africa has 23% that are more aware of it, and 48% that are less aware. Let me just quickly talk about Zimbabwe. Zimbabwe has 31% that are more aware, and 37% that are less aware. So leading this, we have Ghana and Zimbabwe. Ghana has 39% more aware, 31% for Zimbabwe. Okay. Of course, the report has also noted that there's significant room for improvement in the level of awareness. So we need to get more professionals on board to be aware of the AfCFTA, to get themselves acquainted with the AfCFTA in order to leverage the benefits and opportunities that the AfCFTA presents. Okay, I'll just share two positive views that despite the low level of awareness and participation, sorry, there were other several positive views that were highlighted. So I'll just share two of it now. So around 2/3 of respondents, that's the professionals that were said that the AfCFTA will have a positive impact of trade in Africa, and a significant number of those in Tanzania who recorded a high level, relatively high participation in the AfCFTA, that's the one said that the agreement will lead to greater mobility of accountants across Africa. That's interesting. Then the next one, another view, possibly that the respondents, that these professionals that were surveyed, they were aligned on the need for more information at all levels, beginning with basic introductory information on the benefits, role, and impact of the AfCFTA, and further expanding to more detailed and country-specific information on trade and implementation of the agreement. Okay, before we round up, let me just quickly share a stats on accessing information AfCFTA. So we have 13%, that's 14% of total, feel that it's very easy to access information on it. 33% are neutral, 30% feel it's difficult, 8% it's very difficult, and 15% don't know. So that's it for that. And we have let me look at the countries again. So for Ethiopia, they feel it's very easy, 13% feel it's easy, 51% think it's difficult. For Kenya, 15% easy, 34% believe it's difficult to get access information. For Ghana, we have 14% believe it's easy to get information, and 32% sorry, it is difficult to access information. In Nigeria, we have 21% believe it easy to access information, and 31% believe it's difficult. And Botswana, 12% believe it's easy, 28% difficult, and South Africa 13% and 13% easy, 44% difficult. Okay, so this is where we end for today's episode, and as usual, the podcast is for educational purposes only. If you need specialist advice or expert advice, please reach out to me on LinkedIn or Mobola Dekola or any trade expert around this world. Next week we are going to be speaking on information gaps. So we will look at categories of information gaps on next week's episode. So until then, I say to you, bye bye.